Welcome to FrightFest. Have you been here for a few days?
Yeah, we've been here. This is our first FrightFest, but we've now been here for 4 days. Our film just played on the last day, so it's been a great time.
Have you caught many of the films that are showing?
I've been able to see maybe 4 or 5 films. As a filmmaker, there's other fun stuff that you got to go do, but I have been able to see a few films. I've been super impressed with what's out there. I really admire and look up to our colleagues here, our filmmakers that are other horror filmmakers who's doing incredible stuff.
And FrightFest is a festival that embraces not necessarily purely horror, but more the dark heart of cinema. Where does the Black String fit into that?
Well, the Black String it's not a bloodbath movie. It's not a slasher movie. It's definitely a Rosemary's Baby, a Jacob's Ladder, psychological thriller. So really, I think it's middle of the road for FrightFest. There's some very hardcore slasher, just blood and guts everywhere. We have our moments. We do. We're horror. We're definitely horror, but there's a lot of drama, family drama, and that's because the intention of the movie was to vacillate between the horror and the family drama of, is this guy having mental illness problems? Frankie Muniz playing Jonathan. Is this character having mental health problems, or is he really the target of a curse, just like, again, Rosemary's Baby? Just like a Hereditary, just like Black Swan. There's a lot of real, normal drama, but then it breaks off into moments that are horrific. So that's how we would fit into, I guess, FrightFest.
And the film kind of hinges on Frankie's performance. I mean, he's kind of stepped away from film for the last few years. What was it that he brought to the role that made you think, yeah, this is our guy?
At first, we pictured a character that was a little more isolated and distant. That's just how, when Rich and Andy and I had put the script together, that's how we envisioned it. So Frankie came into the mix way late in the game, and when he came in to read, it was like, wow, this is a little bit of a different take. He was able to do the lonely, isolated guy, but he's Frankie. He's got a personality and a charisma you cannot hide. And after a few rehearsals and even the first day of shooting, it's like, you know what? We have to let Frankie be Frankie's take on this role. And he's got that mania, he's got that intensity, he's got that aggression, but he also has this soft, quiet side. And he gets the dark sense of humor. The just kind of ridiculous, non sequitur one-liners. That's in him. Frankie, I believe this is in you somewhere, because he just intrinsically absorbed the script. And there wasn't a whole lot of directing, in a sense. Like, he got the words on the page and he brought it to life, and there was no way that we would not. Frankie's the man. He is Jonathan. He is the Black String.
And the film has a very strong message about safe sex. Is that something that you want to get out to audiences? I mean, It Follows did a similar thing.
It Follows did. Kind of one of our mentors, Eric England, who did Contracted, very much was a safe sex sort of movie. So that's definitely part of it. I wouldn't say that's our focal point, because there's mental illness and drug addiction and things that are also haunting him. But it is be careful of what you wish for. Like, be careful of the fantasies and how far you'll go to chase one of those fantasies. And obviously, we see what happens. So, a venereal horror, or as we said, this is an STD movie, a sexually transmitted demon. But we are more than just that.
I mean, what's your background? Has it always been filmmaking, or have you done anything else with your career?
Well, this is my first feature, so it's been an interesting path for me. It's been a long path. Did film school as a Hollywood bartender, Playboy Mansion bartender, making my short films, and then I joined the Army. Filmmaker, went off to the Army, Afghanistan, served with the 75th Ranger Regiment, came back, and then used my GI Bill to go back to film school. So I returned. I took a little hiatus, and I returned, and I met Rich Hanley, another U.S. military veteran. And in film school, I got back to where I was, and we pulled this script out of the dustbin because I had worked on this years prior with a buddy, Andy Warner, and it just, there was like this in-between portion for me, but I've been working on film for a very long time. I PA'd a lot of HBO shows, Room 104, Barry, currently working on Perry Mason HBO show, so I do it all, but directing, writing is my passion, and hopefully this isn't my last feature film. It's just the first of many.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say, obviously, with such a variety of jobs on the old CV, I'm guessing you've got a lot of stories that you can tell in future.
Yeah, the amount of stories I have, I've had a lot of time to think up a lot of different stories, and they are all on my Google Drive, 50 plus stories ready to go. So we have a lot of great ideas lined up, Rich and I, and Sheldon, and some other people part of the Black String team. We've got a lot of projects that we're going to be working on. Future next year, we have another similar kind of occult paranoia movie that we're working on, and shoot, we hope to be back here, at FrightFest, premiering that one too.
Well, I'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Thank you.